And a very good morning, afternoon for this Saturday, September 20th, 2014. It's the one and only Black Avenger, aka the Black Azrael, Lee Sanders of the RCWR show, coming at you with some breaking news as it's just a day before the 2014 edition of WWE Night of Champions, the pay-per-view / special event. It looks like former Shield member, the future, as many of you all, as many of the representatives in WWE will put before you, Roman Reigns. It looks like he's not going to be able to attend the United Champions pay-per-view because he had to undergo some emergency surgery. Now, this comes fresh off of WWE's website. If you're following WWE throughout social media, then you definitely would have gotten this notification, depending on how you have your alert set up on your mobile device, tablet, or whatnot. But this is the official statement that WWE has put out on their website. WWE.com has learned Roman Reigns has been rushed to a Nashville, Tennessee hospital to undergo emergency surgery for a inserted hernia. Reigns had been in Nashville to promote tomorrow night's WWE Night of Champions event. His recovery time will be evaluated by the local surgeon and WWE physician Dr. Chris Amon following today's operation. Check back with WWE.com for updates on Reigns' condition. So once again, Roman Reigns looks like he's suffering from a hernia, had to undergo emergency surgery. Now, for those of you that are not quite sure exactly what a hernia is, basically, according to WebMD, it's basically a situation where you have the protrusion of an organ or the fascia of an organ through the wall of the cavity that normally contains it from within. Now, there's 3 different types of hernias, which all has its own unique specific managements, treatments. So the timetable for Roman Reigns returning to the ring, it just really depends. I know as you get older, it becomes a lot more difficult to recover from a hernia. Also, some more information I can tell you about that hernia, at least as far as the surgery goes. Hernia surgery involves closing a gap that has formed in the muscle walls of the abdomen. This common procedure is needed to treat pain or obstructions that occur when organs or soft tissue push through this muscle opening. Okay, so those of you that's thinking, well, surely he's going to pop up on Monday Night Raw then, okay? That's not going to happen. I know probably some of you all are thinking in the back of your mind, well, Dean Ambrose, he just got done filming his WWE movie. Some of us have been hearing the reports, Lee, that Dean Ambrose might be making a cameo at the Night of Champions pay-per-view. I think regardless of this news that came about, we're going to be getting Dean Ambrose, but now more than ever, we're going to need to get Dean Ambrose at this pay-per-view, because just think back to what we had saw on Monday Night Raw. The last burning image in your mind is, oh, okay, so Roman Reigns picks up a victory over Seth Rollins. Meanwhile, going into the Night of Champions pay-per-view, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, they're going to be getting it on again. Definitely, I would think, you know, as far as whether or not is this legit or if it's just something that's bogus, hernias usually take some time. It all just depends on a lot of combinations, as I mentioned earlier. It just depends on one, who's doing the surgery ultimately, 2, that person that's getting the surgery, their recovery process. Roman Reigns could be out for a couple of weeks. It could be a month. It could be 2 months. It just depends. But this is definitely a major blow, just taking the news for what it's worth. If it is legit, as WWE has been doing their very best to really embrace Roman Reigns and dub it the whole Roman Reigns Empire, or the Roman Reigns Empire has begun and all that, as it looks like, without a doubt, in the near future, this man is going to be the future face
of the company. But big news right here. Again, what does this mean for Night of Champions? Honestly, my honest take, and I've been thinking this for weeks, long before this even happened, but I got to stress it again. Dean Ambrose, look for him to come in. There's probably going to be some type of a situation that plays out where Seth Rollins cuts a promo in the ring tomorrow night, and he basically says that this so-called emergency surgery that Roman Reigns had is nothing but a bunch of bluff. He just didn't want to get in the ring to face him because he knew that he was going to get his tail handed to him this go round. He's going to talk a really good game and probably say, hey, there's nobody that can hold a candle to me, yada, 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 whatever. And then probably Dean Ambrose is going to pop up, and, hey, we're probably going to see a match happen right there on the spot. Speaking of Night of Champions, we are going to be coming on later on this afternoon on Saturday, September 20th, 2014 at 2 p.m. Eastern. Live here on YouTube, we're going to actually tackle the Night of Champions card from top to bottom. I'll offer my thoughts on who I think is going to be walking away victorious from that event. Also, while I have y'all's attention, quick heads up, I actually had kicked back, and this is WWE related, by the way, as I kicked back and I had a great conversation with former WWE and WCW wrestler Chuck Palumbo. A lot of things that we talked about. This was, to my knowledge, the first time that he granted a interview since the passing of Sean O'Hare, and that is one topic that we brought up amongst many others. It was a very cool, laid-back conversation. We released it in the wee hours of the night, but as I'm doing it, give you guys a friendly reminder, maybe some of y'all that might not be aware of it or might be checking us out for the first time, go check it out. It's on our channel right now. You can find it under guest exclusives, the guest exclusives section on our YouTube page. We'll actually put the link in the episode description for those of you that might be in front of your desktops or laptops, mobile device, or whatnot. But in the meantime, that is going to do it. Once again, though, breaking news, as Roman Reigns has to go, or he has already undergone emergency surgery for a hernia. Very curious to see how this affects the pay-per-view tomorrow night. Should still be a hit, right, guys? Post those comments down below. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at the RCWR Show, Facebook at Infinity One Productions, to infinity and beyond, baby. Infinity with an E. 30 actual number 1 in there. And if it's your first time checking us out, love to have you subscribe to us so you never miss out, my babies, on all the great content we do for you here on a weekly basis. Make sure you give this a thumbs up, share it a number of ways. You know how to do it. I shouldn't have to tell you. We've been doing this for a good while now. You all know how to share the content. Till next go round, everybody, do take care.